Hello everyone, Nathan here with Project Discovery presented by Collective Shift. This is our weekly recap of the best crypto and NFT projects that our research team found last week. We do this video 5 days a week for our pro members on the Collective Shift platform. Links and titles to all the descriptions should be in the description below. Hopefully the video goes for about 20-30 minutes and we'll go high level through each organization. No time to lose, let's get into it. First up today is Please Aoki. This is a collaborative vault between Steve Aoki and People Pleaser, specifically supporting emerging female artists in the NFT space. They're following People Pleaser, following Steve Aoki, so getting deeper and deeper into the NFT game for Steve, and having a vault specifically for female artists. So we can believe they've already purchased. Oh, here we go, 40 minutes ago. We're pleased to unveil the very first addition to the Please Aoki vault, Rhythmic Chaos by Pooks Commotion. Look out for more from Pooks, a talented Indian female artist who's been on the radar for a while. Very, very cool little generative or almost abstract little NFT here. Very cool. So we'll see more from Please Aoki and promoting female artists in the space. Next up is the Metaverse Alliance token, the Metaverse Alliance DAO. They have the MAD token, the MAD token. And here the story is, Polygon Studios won a bid to own Matthew Ball's original Metaverse essay NFT. What they're going to do is they're going to turn that NFT into 1 billion MAD tokens to be airdropped to all the party bidders who participated and purchased the NFT together. So essentially, we have the Metaverse Alliance DAO also being an NFT vault, and their first NFT that they're holding is Matthew Ball's famous generative or essay on the metaverse. So continuing, last week I haven't included. We talked about Constitution DAO, last week on this video, and then of course this we talked about Constitution DAO 2 weeks ago on the video, and last week they unfortunately were unsuccessful in winning the bid for the rare replica or rare copy of the draft, of the US Constitution. But regardless of that unsuccessful bid, it certainly shed light on all DAOs to now own rare assets in a collective nature, and the ease at which decentralized communities can mobilize and raise funds. But moving on from NFT funds to music and DAOs, here we have Good Karma Records DAO, a music label DAO supporting groundbreaking artists in Web3. Another common theme we've seen is record labels going Web3 and music and NFTs continually creating synergies. Cool. And then on November 15th, that's kind of when they introduced themselves and welcomed themselves to the world on mirror.xyz. Cool. And they raised their 20 ETH goal, or about $83,000 to start their record label DAO. They raised Karma tokens, of course. Next up is LendFlare. We got a lending platform on Ethereum making Curve LP and Compound C tokens more profitable. So this is a direct example of composability of blockchain applications, in which we've got an application building on top of Curve, building on top of Compound, and using those already created tokens within their platform. This is just a mock-up. We don't have any actual application that's live yet. It's pre-launch. These are all just test numbers. Hopefully this loads. If not, we will just cancel it. Let's cancel it. They've got a little supply and borrow page there. Here it is. Looks very much like Compound or Curve, where we have a supply side on the left, a borrow side on the right. It looks like they're working with 3-pool Curve, staked Curve, and then we'll be able to borrow ETH, USDC, and DAI. And then, of course, they're on Rinkeby testnet right now. And then they also discussed they're going to be leveraging Curve LP pool tokens, similar to 3-pool CRV, and then also Compound tokens as well on here. So, unlocking a lending and borrowing application using already yielding tokens. Next up is Atom Tree Value. So if you stake an Atom seed or a Cosmos token, you reap cosmic fruits. And this is a little application showing us the value, I believe, of a staked atom, which goes far beyond just the yield and the token appreciation of a Cosmos token. There's also osmosis drops, Juno drops, and this chart shows you that the value of your staked atom is far above and beyond just the atom token. It's the cumulative value of all of these airdropped assets. So pretty cool tool there if you're an atom staker. Next up is the littles. We have a little pixelated avatar collection here. Launched last week. Very cool custom website. They got a limited roadmap, but they do have a manifesto. Then they do have a pretty extensive team here that is anonymous as of now. Looks like, yeah, they are anonymous. 10,000 of these little guys. And they have top secret plans, so it looks like they're being stealthy with their plans here. Moving on to CowFund. Here we have a decentralized alternative to A16Z. So we have another venture DAO that looks stealth at the moment. CowFund, pre-launch stealth venture DAO. Here's Mixture Money. We have a DeFi 2.0 stablecoin on Solana. So a yield accumulating stablecoin at mixture.money. I think this one might be looks like we're live. We can deposit two-sided liquidity pool tokens, USDT, USDC, Sol USDC, ETH USDC. These are ALP tokens. I'm sorry, I'm not actually quite sure which ones ALP are. And then if we deposit those two-sided liquidity pool tokens, we can mint mix tokens. Looks like most of these at the moment are locked up in the USDT, USDC pool. And the depositors of those LP tokens are earning 14% SRM or serum tokens by locking up that collateral. And we also have documentation here as well. Users will be able to mint a stablecoin mix while earning yield on their liquidity positions. When a user provides liquidity on Atrix, I guess those are the ALP tokens that we were just referencing, Radium, Saber, Orca, the user's funds will be locked in and the user will not be able to do anything else with those positions. Oh, yes. So that is the whole concept of a liquidity pool token. And now Mixture.money here is to give you a solution or a yield generating opportunity for those LP tokens. And their roadmap. They've integrated with the Atrix farm. So those are the ALP tokens we were referring to. They're going to integrate with Radium, Orca, Saber, and Sunny by the end of the year, which is pretty bullish. So interesting little platform there. About a couple tens of millions of dollars locked up in that platform at Mixture.money. There it is, about nearly $30 million in total value locked there. Moving on to Volcano. If you're reading this, you're early. Awesome. Let's go check out what Volcano is all about. I believe we have a portfolio tracking tool. They're simplifying our crypto experience. We can stay up to date on Twitter. They can become part of their community, joining their Telegram. I think all we have is an announcement, unfortunately. Yes. They're going to be creating an intuitive dashboard, seamless way to manage our crypto portfolio without dealing with the accompanying hassles. Awesome. So I'll be excited to see what Volcano does for us. Next up is CyberConnect. We have a connecting everyone on Web3 by building a social graph infrastructure. Here's their website, cyberconnect.com. We can launch the application as well. The application is pretty cool. It's pretty much enabling us to log in with our Web3 wallet and search for other people and follow other people on Ethereum, like pranksy.eth, vitalik.eth. We could also, looks like this is the plaza that we're in. Looks like we'd also search for people as well. So I think looks like limited functionality at the moment. I haven't logged in my wallet at the moment, but it gives us links for Pranksy to all of Pranksy's different accounts at Twitter, OpenSea, Rarible, etc. So they're connecting everyone on Web3 through wallets, creating a social graph. There it is, the Web3 social graph. So Pretty limited user experience at the moment, but clean user interface, and kind of at the same point that a lot of decentralized social media plays are at the moment. Just limited user experience, but you can certainly see the building blocks of something great. Moving on from Web3 social media to the Radiant Society, we have 8,800 gender-neutral, impactful, and colorative generative NFTs, 0.07 ETH. Mint is live, and here's what they look like. They're quite cool, quite little abstracty, little profile pictures. I've seen a few people in our community that say they like them. 8,800 of them, excuse me, and it's based out of Europe, I believe. Cool, so that's the Radiant Society, where art comes first, and they have a 5-person team. Moving on to the Rarible Protocol DAO, and we're not talking about the Rarible Protocol DAO specifically. We're talking about a product that they've produced called HyperVibes, excuse me, I always pronounce that wrong. Here it is. HyperVibes is a public and free protocol from Rarible DAO that lets you infuse any ERC20 token into ERC721 NFTs from any minting platform. Infused tokens can be mined and claimed by the NFT owner over time. So we've talked about this trend of ERC721's tokens having a related ERC20 token for all of these, for then these collections to become 2-token systems. We've talked about this on prior videos, and now Rarible's gone and just created a tool for us to do this. HyperVibes. We can launch the app, which we will. And looks like they want to be able, well, excuse me, I'll go right here. Here is the application. We could create a HyperVibes realm ourselves. List admins who want to be able to modify the realm. Select collections. So we go back here. And then once we build our own little realm, we could then connect our wallet and infuse an NFT that we put into our realm with an ERC20 token. And then eventually it looks like you'll have communal ownership or individual ownership of these NFTs that you've infused with an ERC20 token, and then the NFT holder can collect those ERC20 tokens over time. So Rarible really just giving us a place to start provenance mining is what they're calling it. A mechanism that allows an NFT to mine tokens over time, which the owner of the NFT can claim. So they're calling it provenance mining. Unclaimed tokens stay within the NFT across the sales or transfers. That's cool too. So if you only hold it for 50% of the provenance mining period, you only get 50% of the tokens. What is a realm? An isolated environment with a specific ERC20 and various configuration options. Anyone's free to create them for their own experiments, protocols, projects. Cool. So they're giving us a little realm for us to pair our 721 with our 20 token. So very, very cool. Won't go any deeper than that right now, but that is HyperVibes and our ability to continue the theme of infusing, they're calling it infusing an ERC721 with an ERC20 token. So a collection launching its own token. Next up is Spaces. Here we are, rspaces.xyz. This is a group chat website that, unfortunately, if I don't connect my wallet, we can't really see too much. But at the moment, we've got a very limited user experience here for a chat feature, a decentralized chat feature using our MetaMask, which I'm very bullish on. Very bullish on decentralized social media using our Ethereum Web3 wallets and rspaces. Unfortunately, I can't show you much more than that. Is a wonderful example of it. Actually, hopefully here's one of their spaces. Beautiful. It looks like a bunch of people have logged in with their wallets to the Good Morning chat room. And that's rspaces. Not too much info there, but they've just joined. They joined Twitter in October. Who are they following? They're following Ethereum. Awesome. So they're an ETH-based project. Next up is Foundry, talking about music and NFTs again. This is the first entirely on-chain generative and curated music collection. They're based out in New York, they say. Where was their website? I believe they have a website. Well, they're solving the problems that music faces right now, which are immense when it comes to revenue sharing. So unfortunately, I can't find the website, which is poor. I'm sorry. They did have a website. I believe they did have a little testnet as well, but they're pioneering new musical mediums on the blockchain. So someone was praising them, Rob and Kim. That's what they were doing. So if we check out their Medium article, they really just have a Medium article or mirror.xyz article out there, and they're tokenizing MIDIs. And I really don't understand what a MIDI is. But they're going to create 1,500 what their NFTs called ocarinas. They're uniquely generative songs represented entirely on the Ethereum blockchain. Each ocarina will be stored on-chain as MIDI, the music industry standard for digitally communicating music, which is interesting. MIDI is the perfect format for collectivizing and creative process because it only describes the musical content of a song, but not how the music should be presented. Interesting. So almost sounds like almost like a metadata project where we give you parts of this song, but don't everything else, the instrumentation, the sounds, the mix, you name it, is all up to you. Interesting little concept. So we've got Beat Foundry giving us generative on-chain music in MIDI format. Pre-launch, we'll see what happens there with them and how many in their Discord. We only have 72 members in the Discord, so an organization we can be extremely early on and participate with the founders with. Moving on to onchain.gg, here's an example of a venture capital and blockchain gaming group. Some would call these guilds, others would just call them venture capital firms. Really, really clean website here looking at their portfolio. They're playing with Chumbi Valley, Star Atlas, Synergy Land, Sidus, and Axie Infinity at the moment. Just to name a few of the blockchain gaming investments that are out there. That's onchain.gg and their portfolio. Here's Irreverent Labs. Here we have an artificially intelligent 100-year entertainment experience on the blockchain. So that is 100 years that they want to do this NFT experiment that grows and changes over time. We're building 100-year games designed to grow across decades of breathtaking depth and fun. They're using advanced machine learning, engrossing gameplay, and blockchain tech. They're backed by A16Z, which is probably the most bullish factor of this whole project. Outside of the idea, of course. Their first idea is the Genesis project. So they want to create an engaging experiments that will evolve for players for generations. Launch date, they're coming out with more details in December 2021, so next month. Moving on to Lobis HQ. Lobis HQ seems to be an arm for Olympus DAO. They wrote a snapshot and they want to be accepted as part of the Olympus DAO organization. Not accepted, but they want to work with them. And they want Lobis DAO to be a governance arm of Olympus DAO to acquire a basket of governance tokens via bonding. They want people to deposit CRV, FXS, receive LOBI or LOBI tokens, the Lobis token, at a discount. So they want to incorporate the same bonding and staking mechanisms of OHM, but lock up new assets. And then essentially, I believe, if we scroll down a bit, a lot of this will benefit the Olympus DAO organization themselves and the OMI holders themselves. Like a Lobis airdrop to OMIs and other things, and a revenue share model as well. So we've got Lobis being a governance arm for Olympus DAO that's locking up additional LP tokens, giving LOBI tokens at a discount, and also helping the original Olympus DAO community. Next up, BetDEX. We got an organization building the decentralized sports betting protocol. We're pre-launch, we're early, we're built on Solana. They've got a nice little mock-up here of like a decentralized exchange type swapping service here, but betting platform. Now the coolest thing here is they're backed by, where are they backed? There we go. they're a public team. They just raised their $21 million seed round, and they're backed by Paradigm and they're backed by FTX. So two of the heaviest hitters in the blockchain space, especially related to sports and gambling. I think a lot of people are looking to Solana to win the race for fantasy sports, sports gambling on the blockchain. So what better place to release BetDEX, decentralized sports betting protocol, than on Solana, and also partnering with FTX specifically, and also partnering with Paradigm, one of the best venture capital firms in the world. So BetDEX coming soon with a public team. Really, really good to see. Here's Creco. Creco is building community tools for NFTs and collectors. I think we do have a website here that we can look at. Yes, creco.xyz. I participated in this. You can come in here and get some points, some experience points for just setting up your profile here on Creco. So I did it. I connected my wallet, added my NFT, added my name, connected my Discord, a few other things. They've got a really clean little clean little website here to analyze NFTs. Nothing special. Let's click into, say, one of the more recent ones that we haven't really analyzed. Actually, we've kind of looked at all these. So we'll just dive into the toads. Unfortunately, it's not letting me click in. There it is. So we can come in here, dive a little bit deeper into the cryptodes or any NFT collection that's on there. They've also got a feed. If you're a level 1 holder and you've completed all of those tasks, you can come here and see a feed of what other holders or other Creco community members, are participating in, what they're doing, so buying and selling. We've also got a ranking. So hopefully this ranking loads decently fast. There it is. Cool. We've got a ranking. It even has royalty information here on the right-hand side. How long ago they were created, volume, sales. Good little list here. We've got over 150 projects there. We also have an activities page as well, which requires level 4. Real-time data. Awesome. So we've got a level-based, Web3-enabled NFT platform that builds community tools for active participants. Next up is MetaBillionaire. This one was found last week, and they're minting on Wednesday. So they're minting on Wednesday. We have 3D avatars. It's also an entrepreneurial-based, an entrepreneurial-themed NFT collection. We have the MetaBillionaires. 7,700 of these guys. Very, very active Twitter and Discord. They want to have a MetaBillionaire fund creation, and every 3 months invest 50 grand to 500 grand in holders projects, which is cool. They want to have a private mastermind group of elite entrepreneurs. They want to have in real life opportunities for networking, charity opportunities. They want to reward holders, and they also want to build a metaverse, quote unquote. And they've got a anonymous team, 8-person anonymous team. I think there was rumors of celebrity and NBA affiliations, so that could pump the price as well. And I think the mint price is pretty high. I think the mint price is 0.5 ETH, Dutch auction style. It's going to happen on Wednesday for the public mint. So with gas fees, these things could be ending up at like a 0.7, 0.8 floor price from the get-go. So we've got 3D avatars there with MetaBillionaire, 6,300 followers on Twitter. But if you go to the Discord, maybe the Discord's botted. You got 87,000 members on the Discord, and it's been boosted like 500 times or something ridiculous. So that's MetaBillionaire coming on Wednesday. Next up, we have Snowdog. Here's a decentralized reserve currency that will last 8 days. Are you ready? So they're taking OHM mechanics, changing them a little bit, putting a time period on it as well. Let's check out the application, which is quite clean. As you can see here, here's our mechanics down here. From day 1 to 5, we're able to mint new SDOG. On day 5, no more SDOG can be minted, which is today. Awesome. Then 3 days later, 8 days after launch, all the assets from the treasury except the SDOG MIM pool, which I can show you right here. Here's our SDOG MIM pool. Bullish on MIM. Very, very interesting to see a new project use MIM on the other side of their initial liquidity pool. If this thing ever loads, you'll see that it's an SDOG MIM pool. But on day 8, we're going to take all the assets from the treasury, swap them for MIM, and at a random time on day 8, all the MIM is spent to orchestrate a massive buyback of SDOG from the SDOG MIM liquidity pool. So they're going to buy back it. I think SDOG that is bought will be burnt. Staking rewards will be paused. All the contracts ownership will be renounced. SDOG will have become fixed supply and will become the meme currency of Avalanche. So I know that's down the bottom there. I can't really scroll much further, but that's the end goal. We want to have a fixed supply currency, a meme currency, that becomes the meme currency for Avalanche. So it'll be quite interesting to see this week once we do have this buyback and burn. Because I think if I go to the dashboard rules, well, somewhere on this page, it's showing the maximum buyback. I think that might be it, 65 million. That would just be a massive, massive buyback. So I think people are trying to calculate how big the buyback is going to be on day 8 and how that will impact the price. And some people say it's going to pump it massively. Good. Here's the SDOG MIM token. SDOG MIM token's doing pretty well. It's been trading for a couple of days now. We'll go to the 4-hour chart. Absolutely exploded up to about 6,800 and now has certainly fallen back down, and as it should. The APY and the amount of token inflation that we're issuing, amount of tokens that we're issuing, and the high token inflation rate is understandable for why this token price should go down. And we've been sitting pretty steady around like 1,600 up to 1,900 up to 2,300 maybe. Sorry, back to SDOG. To summarize, we've got a decentralized reserve currency that's lasting 8 days for their OHM DeFi 2.0 mechanics. Then they're going to do a massive buyback and burn of SDOG tokens from the one remaining liquidity pool, and then at that point we'll have a fixed supply SDOG token that hopefully they want to become the meme currency. Very, very cool concept. Next up is ZooDAO. We have a community-governed platform powered by the Aragon project, enabling users to generate yield from NFTs using wire and finance. Let's check out the website. They're on Ethereum. Always bullish about people building on Curve and Wire. Hopefully this loads decently quickly. Excuse me. Here we go. Greater purpose for our NFTs. They're going to be doing battles as well. Looks like everyone will be putting their NFTs into a pool. There'll be 2 rounds of voting. You'll be able to vote with DAI tokens. You'll be able to vote with Zoo tokens. There'll be some algorithm that determines the winner. Then there'll be some payouts as well. So these are the projects that initially you'll be able to deposit your assets, stake them, and then also participate in the battles. They're working with Aragon, Wire and Finance, Chainlink's verified random function. They've got information on tokenomics for the Zoo token, burn and redistribution. Get your Zoo tokens on Uniswap v3. And they've also got their own NFT cards that we could get into, but we won't. So have a look. They've got a pitch deck and a light paper that goes through a bit more of those NFT battles, but a unique mechanism to give a little bit more utility to our rare NFTs, stake them in the vaults, earn yield, battle them, potentially back your NFT if it's battling, earn additional yield. Next up is DeFiCalendar. Let me go to the Twitter real quick so we have a familiar site. This is DeFiCalendar, daily tweets on airdrops, whitelists, new tokens from the best DeFi projects. They got a clean little Medium article and Medium page as well. So I wanted to let you know. They go through airdrop guides and pretty much do a really, really good job of some detailed ones. So if you're an airdrop hunter, absolute must follow. Dig into all those. Here's Void. Probably should have talked about this one next to SDOG. Void is another experiment project on Avalanche. In this case, really experimental. We've got no team, no project. Contracts are burnt, liquidity's burnt. 6.66% of each transaction is distributed to the holders, so we have a redistribution fee. And they want nothing but the Void, only on Avalanche. So essentially, I think we've again got a fixed supply meme currency on Avalanche because we have the contract address here. LP burnt transactions, 66% of it. and then they've just burnt straight up 33% of it. So let's go and check out Avalanche, the blockchain explorer. They haven't tweeted since November 17th. Wonder if this thing's still trading. We'd have to go to one of our liquidity pools to go and see if it still is. They've got 1 billion tokens, but if we go to the holders, we'll see that 341 million of them are burnt in this dead address, this one with a bunch of zeros. Then the rest are sitting with holders and in liquidity pools. So, and then where are people swapping this thing? Looks like people are still swapping it. We got trades in the last 2 hours. They're using Pangolin. We're on Pangolin router for the Void token. So interesting experiment there with Void and their token that has no team, no project, no nothing. Literally just a meme, just the Void. So high risk, and yeah, very high risk. We've only got 209 holders in the whole world. Moving on, we got 2 DAOs that I won't get into, but we got Dave DAO, community of Daves and Dave lovers, committed to spreading the love to all corners of the world. So we got a name DAO. We also have Dan DAO. Oh, Dan DAO's done. Never mind. No more Dan DAO. Or at least that invite's now invalid. But we do have Dave DAO. We also have Weed DAO as well. So really, really excited about this one because they got the best weed NFT probably in the world. So we have Weed DAO. It's going to be Vibes. They're starting a Weed DAO. Pretty self-explanatory, I guess. They're going to buy land. They're going to grow weed. They're going to open smoking lounges, dispensaries, educate and empower, and they'll also maybe start a TV show as well. The coolest thing, though, is Weed DAO is now the owner of Now 94, the Weed Noun. They literally bought the Weed Noun. This guy went for about 100 ETH on auction on Nouns DAO, on nouns.wt, or on the Nouns platform. And now they own him. So in my opinion, this is the rarest marijuana-themed NFT in the world. And thank God Weed DAO now owns it. Good for them. I think there was a little teaser down here that we could buy in to Weed DAO for 4.20 ETH. So haven't seen any more information there. But this is our guy to talk to, Guys Alexi, who's starting Weed DAO. Moving on to probably our biggest topic of last week, Wolfgame. Wolfgame is a on-chain blockchain-based project. We have sheep who generate wool. The wool can be used to mint additional sheep or wolves. You have a 10% chance of minting a wolf, 90% chance of minting another sheep. And then just over the weekend, they announced both land and farmers as well. So we have a 5-token system here. And they've been absolutely going nuts. Let's check out the website. Website's pretty cool. Floor price is already 3.95 for these sheep. If we come down here on the left-hand side, you'll see that we have Generation 0 sheep and Generation 1 sheep. Don't buy the Generation 1. If you're going to participate and drop 3-point-something ETH on these things, get the Generation 0, I believe. Do your own research, of course. And then also we can come down the bottom here and see type as well. If I go to wolves, I believe the wolves earn more or more wool token. We're already up to 8 ETH for the wolves that are going. Here is the website. A full-featured blockchain economy to be realized in 2022. So, begin your quest towards farm dominance by sacrificing wool to gain a farmer. Lay claim to one of the 20,000 Genesis land parcels. We've got our fearless leader, the shepherd. And here we are. We have land, wolves, wool, and sheep. Very, very cool. So we've got about 10,000 deeds for the land, about 8,000 left. And then we've also got farmers that are being redeemed right now. We've got 20,000 farmers that are going to be redeemed. Fascinating. I wonder if the wool token is on CoinGecko yet. But regardless, if we quickly step back from what Wolfgame is specifically and what it actually represents, in my opinion, this represents the end of the OHM fork little theme there. And now we've got a new theme of blockchain-based, fully on-chain, play-to-earn gaming. The one thing that people aren't talking about is how costly this is. Like just to claim wool, to claim land, to mint a new farmer. All of these things cost transaction fees, and you could be looking at $500 to $1,000 in operating fees and participation fees real quick with these kind of games. A couple of games that are following in that order: pxMythics. And actually, I think that's our only one that we're talking about right now. Moving on to Koios DAO. We have an open learning infrastructure, a place to learn and earn for students all over the world. Looks like already 1,000 students have enrolled through the How University out of Europe. Really, really clean application. We can come in here and earn. They want to be a decentralized learning platform. Web3 enabled, which is awesome. We can come down here and check out the worlds, learn about blockchain tech. Me personally, I'm going to want to learn how to program dApps. We can come in here and start learning, start earning, connect our Discord account as well. We can see the schedule. They've got a nice little schedule here for the blockchain technology course. And we could also learn how to program dApps, because who doesn't want to do that? But regardless of what you want to learn, Koios DAO looks like a wonderful open learning protocol that's really, really professional. Next up, Olympus Incubator. Olympus DAO has really, really been one of the big talking points of 2021, and now they have an incubator. Good for them. Incubating and accelerating the future of Web 3.3. Love that little phrase. And they've already announced a couple of days ago, yesterday actually, the first project to join the Olympus Incubator is Volt Protocol. Volt Protocol took $0 from VCs, and they're creating a floating price stable coin based on the RAI, or the RAI token. So that's Volt Protocol, but they're the first incubated project of Olympus Incubator, which I just lost. And I think last one of the day is Noundles. Noundles is a crossover collection and derivative collection of both nouns and doodles. And they're doing pretty well. Really, really clean little website. You could have minted them for 0.04. I think they're going for over 0.2 now. Can I find OpenSea? Yep, I can find OpenSea. And really wanted to chat about Noundles. They're 0.34. They look really good. But also wanted to make the point of how instrumental not only nouns are, but also doodles. I've seen a lot of doodle derivative collections, which speaks volumes for what people think of the artwork. People like the doodles. So I know doodles over the weekend also spiked up in price, so sorry we're a little late on them as well. We've talked about them in the past, but I've just wanted to make that point. We've seen a lot of crossover and derivative collections coming from doodles. People like the doodles. I think that's it for today. Wonderful. 37 minutes, a little bit over. Thank you very much for anyone that got this far. I really appreciate you being here and enjoying the alpha hunt as much as I do. Like I said, we do this video 5 days a week for our pro members on the Collective Shift platform, so head over there and we write out a little bit more of a description for these projects and go through them each day. So thank you again. Really appreciate you being here, and we'll be back at it next week. Bye for now.